Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome to another sequel prequel month. And yes, this is a sequel that hurts more than a lot of sequels that I've seen this year. It's one of the worst sequels I've ever seen. It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It's one of the worst things that's ever been put on film. And that is the 2005 box office disaster, Son of the Mask. Give me a minute. I hate this freaking movie. I hated this movie ever since it was announced back in the 2000s with no Jim Carrey, no Cameron Diaz, nothing. Nothing even comparing to the first Mask. Everything about this movie doesn't work. This is one of the worst films I've ever seen, at least in the top 10 of the worst movies ever made. It was a sequel that was not needed. It doesn't star Jim Carrey, so even if he was in it, it still would have sucked because the writing would have been terrible. Jamie Kennedy was a terrible lead in this movie compared to other films I've seen him in. Alan Cumming was a horrible Loki. I mean, I'll take Loki in the Avengers and Thor any day over this idiot. The film was not funny. The first Mask was hilarious. Like Jim Carrey's improvisational comedic skills and the sound effects and the reactions he gives to Cameron Diaz and everything. It's awesome. It's hilarious. I saw that movie multiple times as a kid on VHS and on cable and such. Now we have a sequel, a watered down sequel that's pandering to kids, it's PG, and it's a horrible freaking movie. Like it's so awful. Like the CGI is horrible. The characters are not likable at all. Even the dog sucks in this movie, and the dog Milo was memorable in the first film. And this is a sequel, it's not a reboot because the first Mask was a huge hit, and they had a cartoon and a comic and merchandise, and it was a great hit. And then this abomination comes out over 10 years later, and this is what we get. This. Not a sequel with Jim Carrey in the late 90s or the early 2000s. A freaking watered down PG sequel with no Jim Carrey and with a studio that think, oh, we're gonna make money making it on our own way. It's the exact same thing as the first movie. Is it beat for beat the first movie? No, but it's horrible. The way Jamie Kennedy gets the mask, the way he looks horrible. The makeup looks horrendous. The hairpiece that he has looks like a freaking. It looks plastic. It looks so fake. At least Jim Carrey had the green makeup and the yellow jumpsuit and the hat and everything, and it looked awesome. Here, it's just painful. This movie is just so painful. I don't even own the movie anymore. I used to. My brother bought a copy from his friend in our house, and I saw it twice, and I destroyed the disc. I never want to see that movie again. Why was it made? Tell me, Hollywood, why was Son of the Mask made? This is a film that would be put in an asylum to put somebody, just to make them go crazy. It's mean spirited. It's not funny. The CGI is terrible. It's got a terrible lead in it that's not funny at all. He sounds nasally the whole time. The film is not even a good sequel on its own right. It just feels like a half-hearted remake of the first film. And there's some of the ideas that could have worked. I'm getting so tired talking about this movie. I'm falling asleep because it's so boring. It's like 90 minutes long, but it's just so everything about it screams bad. One of the most critically panned movies of the last 20 years, and it deserves it. It deserves every freaking panning that it got from critics, it got from general audiences. It deserves to flop because it didn't. A piece of shit like this, if it was made this year, it would have still flopped. And we don't need movies like this. We have sequels nowadays, to comedies that aren't funny, but they don't reach the level that this does. That's why this gets a 2 point something on IMDb because it's horrendous. I'd rather sit through Batman and Robin than this because even though that's horrible, at least I can laugh at it. This isn't funny at all. There's two scenes that don't hurt me. One is the singing of, when the baby sings the Warner Brothers song. That's all right. And then the scene in the club where you first see the mask of Randy looks horrible. But I love you always. That's one song that's tolerable. The rest of the movie is ass. Ass. The fact that this movie got greenlit and it was in theaters, it wasn't direct to video. It wasn't on TV. This was a movie in the theaters in the winter of 2005. When I saw the trailer, I cringed. I'm like, oh my god, that looks like a piece of shit. And it was. I didn't see this in theaters. I saw it on DVD many years later, and I regret every second of it. It was horrible. Bob Hoskins, rest his soul, he was horrible as Odin. All he does is yell. That's it. Nothing to his character. The girl from Monk that's in this movie, I haven't seen her in a movie since because this movie pretty much killed her career. Like she hasn't acted in something big mainstream in years because of this god awful mess. And it's just a joke. I hate this movie so much. I wish I could just take it and freaking destroy it in front of the camera because I hate the freaking movie. It's an insult to the first movie. It's creepy as hell. It's not a kids movie either. There's a lot of imagery that's so creepy that they show the Loki's face in our face, and they show the baby looking possessed, and they show there's a dream sequence where Jamie Kennedy dreams he has a bunch of babies and they have fangs like snakes. It's so creepy. This movie is just scary. It's scarier than a lot of horror films nowadays. There's a scene where the baby is pissing, which babies do that, but it shoots like it's like shooting. It's using the Blue Damn New Waltz music. How dare they use that music for a baby pissing in Jamie Kennedy's face? God. Oh, this movie hurts. My friend Sean knows how much this movie hurts. It's god awful. It's not funny. The toilet humor doesn't work. The CGI looks horrendous. It's mean spirited. It's not funny. It's not entertaining. It's a bad sequel to the first film. The fact that they call this a mask movie is just bad. I'd rather see Ace Ventura When Nature Calls than this, because at least that's not as painful as this. I don't even know what else to say. If you guys have suffered through this, tell me what you've thought about it. I know nobody likes this movie. If you do, you're mental or you have no taste in film whatsoever because this is painful. This is a movie that if the Spillcom guys have reviewed this movie back in 2005, they would have ripped it apart and gave it this because this is what it deserves. Middle finger right to the face. You don't make a movie this bad and put it in theaters and say, hey, people like the first Mask. Let's give them a shitty sequel that has horrible CGI and has not an interesting plot or a story that we can engage with or characters that we care about. No, nothing. It has references to the first film. There's a dog that finds the mask in the water, kind of like Stanley finds a mask in the first movie in the water. And then, they mention I think it's Metro City, or I forgot what it was called. The city that Jim Carrey was in the first movie, and then they reference Ben Stein is in the beginning of the movie, and I'm like, it's just horrific. Like it's horrible. It's horrible. It makes me want to cry because it's so bad. I hate this movie so much. It's in my top 10 worst movies I've ever watched in my life. It is an abysmal, boring freaking movie that does not deserve any of your attention. Don't watch this movie. If you love The Mask, avoid Son of the Mask. Please don't let your kids watch it. It will scar them for life. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I hate this movie. I hope you guys hate this movie as well. It's a soul sucking sequel that I wish had never existed. And it's only the second worst sequel I've ever seen. The worst sequel I've ever seen, in my opinion, is Howling 7, because that movie is not even a film. It's just a freaking it's a thing. It's not a film. This had a budget, but it's spoiled and wasted and it's cartoonish and it's not funny. And it's an insult to the first Mask. See the first one, pretend this doesn't exist, because that's how I feel. I wish Son of the Mask was never made at all. It would not fly if it was a freaking direct to video sequel. like Ace Ventura: Pet Detective Jr., which I'd rather sit through that than this because at least it doesn't have horrible CGI and it doesn't hurt the first two films. But anyway, fuck this movie. I hate it. Let it stick it up his ass. I hate it so much. I don't know how many times I could say this. I wish I could destroy this film online because it deserves to be destroyed. Like every critic destroyed this movie on Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb and everywhere else. Anyway, thanks for watching, subscribing, commenting, guys. You guys are awesome. I had to do a rant on this because it just drained me when I watched it back in 2007 or 8, whenever it was. It hurts. It's a painful ordeal. I wish it was never made at all. There's a lot of sequels this year that sucked, but they are not Son of the Mask at all. They're not. $80 million or $85 million for a piece of shit like this. What a waste. You could have fed hungry children in other countries instead of throwing it on a film that was trying to be a tempo for another movie and it failed. It's an epic failure. Later, guys.